Hey, I wanted to get you all's take on something. I was on my way to the office this morning and I was talking to my cousin, and we just kind of got on the subject about male and female friendships, like the dynamic between the two. And so, just to kind of give a little context, obviously, um, I'm married, she's married, and we were talking about, do we feel that male and females can be friends? And you know what? I was kind of thinking about my own self. And so when it comes to like male friendships outside of my husband, I noticed that I do not really have any. Like, well, let me say it like this. Um, Obviously, my family, are my friends, um, which is really nice because that's not always the case for a lot of people. But I consider a lot of my male cousins, my friends. And then, but outside of that, I have not formed new male friendships since before I was married. Like, and the male friends that I did acquire before I was married. I mean, we still have some contact here and there, maybe through social media, and every once in a while, just kind of like a check-in and maybe a happy birthday, I hope all is well type of thing. But we don't sit and just chop it up over the phone. We're not planning outings together and hanging out like that too. And it's not to say that I can't have these friendships, and that it's a problem. It's just, I think for me, because of how I guess how I define friendship, I do wonder what do I have to talk about with a lot of males outside of something work related, um, or it would have to be something, I guess, romantic. And so I think that's why I just don't have male friends. It's not like I'm um, forcing myself not to have male friends. I don't build upon the acquaintance part of the interaction. I don't keep it going. Like, I just kind of be like, hey, how you doing, what's up? But I don't talk too deeply to a lot of males about my life or my feelings, my thoughts. Now, I do have friends who are my husband's friends too, because we've been knowing each other since we were teenagers. So we have friends between the two of us, but typically those friendships are pretty much us interacting all together, or we're aware of conversations, or what have you. So yeah, I guess for me, I don't necessarily put rules on it. I just don't see the need per se to have male friends in that way. There's nothing wrong with getting a male's perspective on things, but a lot of times, if I want a male's perspective on something, I usually just ask my husband. I think he's lived long enough on the face of this earth to kind of share some insight on the male experience. So yeah, so I would say that's how I feel about it. But I'm curious to know what your take is in regards to male and female friendships. Again, it's how I define it too, because I can be very cool with people. I could be very cool with a lot of males, but there's a cap. It stops at a certain point, and that's just for my own comfort. And then just to kind of keep the confusion down in regards to what we are to each other, I think the male acquaintances and, I guess, friendships, if you will, that I have in my life, they're pretty clear on what the dynamic is, because I don't send out any other signals that it's something different. And I would also say too, I think the longer you hang around someone, you're in close proximity, um, a lot of things can kind of develop, from that, which is fine if that's the dynamic of your relationship or your marriage. If you all are open to the possibilities of that. That's not the setup though in my marriage. So that's not the case. But yeah, I just wanted to know you all's thoughts on that. Yeah, that's what's coming to mind, for me. And like I said too, I think the longer you hang around someone, because I'm a heterosexual woman, so I'm attracted to men, and not women romantically. I think that also kind of sets things up, you know, if you continuously hang around or kind of indulge in more intimate details of your life and different things like that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on, what do you think? Like, do you feel that women and men can be platonic friends, even if they're involved in another relationship or marriage? Do you think that, you know, having friends outside of that dynamic will not lead to anything else besides a platonic friendship? So I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. Like I said, again, for myself, I get the sense that at some point, if given the opportunity, if I am friends with males, if somehow I crack that door open just a little bit, for some reason, I don't think they're going to turn that down. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on that.